Hello, my darlings. It's time to gather closely. There's some information that you're going to want to hear, and it's going to affect you, and it will affect everyone. So stay tuned, my darling, because we are all here together in. Hello, my darlings. I am Lady Zelda Kelly, and I'm coming from the house of Zelda. Today is Wednesday, November 5th. And boy, the time is going very quickly. Not only are we in the supermoon, the beaver moon, but I have something that is really, really important. And then we're going to go back to the beaver moon. November 9th, Mercury, once again, Mercury begins its retrograde dance. And this time the messenger planet starts out bold and fiery in the sign of Sagittarius. So right away, we're going to feel the urge to speak up, speak before we think, and to post before we proof. And you need to be very careful about all this because we don't want to get in trouble when our mouths lead our ideas, our thoughts, our feelings. Watch your travel plans. Watch your live stream setups if you are into live streaming and all that. And be careful of every little detail because Sagittarius energy loves the grand idea. It loves the big fingerprint and not just the fine print. On November 18th, now this is where it really gets important. November 18th, Mercury will now slide back into Scorpio, and that's where things get a little deep. Secrets will surface, messages from the past reappear. Now, for any of you who are very interested in the court cases that we talk about and then some, and you know which ones. There's so many we cannot name. But when the past reappears, the intuition sharpens, and it sharpens its blade edge, just like a sword, just like a little double-edged sword. It's incredible for this window for research, EVP work, and you know we'll be doing that, or revisiting unfinished codex system projects, but not for confrontation or final decisions. So this is going to be a time from November 18th to just kind of go with the flow, but do your research. Look at the facts. Gather information because things are going to start coming out. Things that were buried from the past and that were hidden will now start reappearing. You see, we've been in this shadow period since October 21st. The shadow period of Mercury retrograde. And for those who do not know about Mercury retrograde, well, Mercury is the planet of communication. And anytime a planet goes into retrograde, it's not just Mercury that does it, it's the planets that go into retrograde. It appears as though it is going backwards. So while the orbit is happening one way, Mercury slows down almost to a crawl. So it seems as though everything is going forward, Mercury is kind of going backward, but it's not. That's an impossible thing to do. So when it slows down like that, Mercury affects technology, it affects all kinds of other stuff that is going on. Communication, technology, and be careful, because the exes come back. Or those people in your life that you thought were long gone, and then all of a sudden they'll start reappearing. Or all of a sudden something, and I'm going to use these cases as an example, something all of a sudden pops out of the blue, and then you have all this wonderful information. Yes, that's what this is. And I'm going to tell you this. I happen to love Mercury retrograde as much as technology is affected. So if your texts don't work, your emails don't work, your calls don't go through, your computer seems like it's on the blank, and all of those things, you may lose a few things. Take a time, because this is a good time to manifest. Why? Because it slows you down. It slows down you slow down your thinking. You have to think things through. Not a good time to make a commitment, not a good time to buy a house, not a good time to sign contracts. But if you have to do that, I mean, hello, we live. And we've lived through many Mercury retrogrades, usually 3 a year. So far, so good. We've made it through. We've had to muddle through somehow. But just be careful and read the fine print. That's what it's all about. So then I want you to mark your calendars for November 20th, because that's the moment when Mercury passes through the heart of the sun. A flash of clarity starts to break the static. So that's the time, because Mercury retrograde is over on the 29th, and then we go into another little shadow period again, usually until probably the first week of December. But let's get it over and done with. But if you're wanting some information to come out, then my darlings, this is it. Oh, definitely. You need to celebrate. Don't be upset over a Mercury retrograde. When you know what you're facing, it is easier to face. You get it? So when you mark your calendar and you see all of this clarity is breaking through, make sure you record it, make sure you write it down, and trust what you hear, because the truth then will start being filtered through and will start coming out. So that by the time November 29th comes, Mercury stations direct. It comes back to the way it's supposed to be, still in Scorpio, leaving us wiser, calmer, and maybe even a little bit more mysterious than before. I don't know about you, but I certainly like a little mystery here and there. So breathe, double check your files, double check your emails, double check your texts, make sure everything is sending. Make sure that you're ready, because quite frankly, during this time, I make notes to follow up on important things, to make sure that I go back and follow up, make sure that that email went out, make sure that that reading was done, make sure that this happened, because, I've been having some stuff bouncing back, and that's what it's all about. So double check everything and let the shadows teach us what the light has forgotten. And that is the really, really cool thing, my darlings. So here, my darling, is another thing. I want you to know that tonight is a supermoon. It's the largest and brightest full moon of 2025. The official full timing is at 8:19 a.m. Eastern, so it is already past, because it is the afternoon while I'm making this video. The name of the moon is a beaver moon, and in many traditions, it's a hunter's moon, tied to autumn and in preparation for the winter. So, my darling, it's all about expansion, because the moon is closer and glowing stronger. So your intuitive and your insight is going to be spot on. It's a harvest energy. So it's going to be giving you this cycle of autumn. The moon signals a time of gathering, releasing old energies, and stepping into new light. So this is a brand new part of the timing where you can reap what you have sown. It's time to be grounded. It names both names of the beaver or the hunter moon suggest preparation, gathering, and survival wisdom. Now, for those of you who are in psychic and paranormal work, as yours truly. A prime night for readings, psychic insight, lunar rituals, energizing and amplifying and seeing, and especially connecting. And my darlings, if you practice the rice jar, put it on your windowsill, put it out on your porch if you can, if it's not too cold. I put mine on my windowsill. Let those rays come to you so you can definitely gather that energy. So we've got a lot going on, and if you're feeling a little off, well, that could be it. So, my darlings, let's do this. Let me know the energy you see in this cloth. I'm going to give the House of Zelda, and just be patient, because you know what? At the end of this video, I've got a very important announcement that I want to make. So we're going to give the House of Zelda cards a little turn. We're going to see what they have to say, just as in general for this time period and for today. Justice is coming, and it is coming swiftly. It is coming balanced, and those who all deserve justice will receive it one way or another. And there's many that are haunted by the past. Being haunted by the past, my darling, it doesn't really necessarily mean that you see ghosts or apparitions, as in this little fellow who look at this. He looks just as surprised as you probably would be looking surprised at him. And that's usually what happens. But you've got a light on in this situation. And many who are haunted by the past, they're haunted by memory. That can push someone into confessing, doing the right thing, and sometimes actually doing what's not so good for them. Time is needed. That means time is, it's going to take time. Time is needed. Good things don't come quickly in these particular situations. Let's try this deck. Now, this deck, my darlings, I call it the old boy. Many of you are familiar with this one. I used him yesterday in a reading, and he's very helpful. And I call it the old boy because I've had this deck for decades. And I'm just really ginger with him. I'm gentle with him because you can see he's got some wear. He's got some wear, but I'm not going to retire him. He's got very, very good meanings, and he's usually spot on. Let's see what's coming out. The Empress card. Ah, look at that. Look at that. The Temperance card and the Lovers card. Bottom of the deck, the Six of Wands. How inspiring. So let's take a look at these. The Empress card, she is the counterpart to the Emperor. She is definitely the opposite in many ways, although with great intention. She sits back and relaxes even through the toughest times. She indicates a brand new beginning, and quite frankly, in some instances, she indicates someone who is expecting, and I have someone in mind right now. A lady who suffered at the hands of a police officer in Boston, Massachusetts, or Canton, Massachusetts, wherever it was in Canton. Her name is Sandra Birchmore, who was expecting at the time that she was unalived. There's justice for her coming, and I'm going to tell you this specifically. There is information regarding her that will be coming out before the end of the first week of December. Mark your calendars. And this is a new beginning in general. Now, this is interesting. The Temperance card, also the sign of Sagittarius, also Mercury Retrograde starts in the sign of Sagittarius on Sunday, November 9th at 2:01 p.m. Eastern, 6 degrees 51 Sagittarius. Now, what does this mean? Well, it means we better have some patience and we better have some loyalty as to what we're going forward. And it is a fiery sign. But this is also a significator card for Officer John O'Keefe, who was a Boston police officer who lost his life at the hands of some culprits that are still walking free. More information will be coming out about this situation, and it will be surprising. I can tell you that confidently. You see, this card requires balance. Did you see what we have here? The justice is coming with the balance of the scale. So we've got balance that is coming. But our goals will still be met. It's not over. And that's what the angel wings off these cards mean. It's not over. Oh, it's far from over. And there's a divine power over this situation. This Lover's card, also the sign of Gemini. Now, we don't have any of these transits or aspects in Gemini, but I will tell you this. There's going to be a lot of internal conflict with some of these bad actors that have been responsible, let me say it that way, for causing harm to others. And that goes into many cases, and that ties in with this haunted by the past. Because, my darlings, one thing that I've always learned in my 50 plus years of reading cards and working with law enforcement, there will never be a time that the truth doesn't come out at some point. And people receive justice one way or another. Sometimes not the way we think or hope, but it's coming. You see, with these two cards, there's Lovers. Now, this could be an indication that there was a relationship with some of these people, some of these bad actors. And the reason I'm saying this is because I know that the majority of you watching want justice for these people. I believe that for you personally, all you have to do is just remember to be watchful. Be watchmen during this Mercury retrograde. Just be cautious of what you say to others, especially during this time. But this is a card that can cause inner conflict even within yourself, because you see there's a twin here. It's a Gemini card, but there's a man and a woman representing Adam and Eve at the beginning. Sometimes we have to go back to the beginning in order to understand the end. And at this point, sometimes we have to think, do we have a good twin and an evil twin? Do we have an inner conflict going on within ourselves? Fiery, and both angels have those wings that go off the end or off the frame of the card. Now look at this. This young man riding in as a champion, overcoming, and a victory. The Six of Wands tells us that creativity, and there's more to come, a victorious opening doors, creating openings, creating pathways, and celebrating the victories as you go on. You see the little wreath on his head. That wreath is all about victory. It's a laurel wreath as well as this. It's to signify that he has passed the test. He has overcome and is, and well, look at his little horsey. He's even proud too. Why not? He's wearing red because that is a color of power, control, love, passion, and compassion in all areas. Now, let's get a word from the Cardomancy. You're going to be okay, my darlings, because you know what? If you're watching this, I know that you're dealing with some things that you just really don't want to even deal with right now. But you're going to make it through, because the tough survive. And that's you, or you wouldn't be watching this. The tough survive. Look for that shadowy period that will come for you, my darlings, because that shadow period, and it's not the shadow period that comes before or after. I'm talking about that shadowy period between between the 9th and the 18th. And especially between the 18th and the 29th is when you can dive deep. Secrets, money, intense conversations. It's perfect for research and sometimes even shadow work. But it's intense belief, and believe in big statements, believe in yourself, but be careful of blunt words and over-promising. That's tough. I'm going to say within this time, remain suspicious. That's what this card is all about. Remain suspicious and remain, and these are the two energies that I think that you're going to come in contact the most during these times. The energy of the money man, the businessman, and the energy of the communicator, and possibly even a lawyer, but mainly the communicator businessman. So we have a money man businessman and we have a communicator businessman. It's all about expanding. It's all about stability. It's all about making sure that you're okay, but making sure whatever partnership that you have and that you're dealing with during this time proves themselves to you. Just remember, you don't have to prove yourself if you're wanting to do so. Other people have to prove themselves. It's just not one-sided. This 10 of Spades. Now, I'm just going to tell you about the 10 of Spades. The 10 of Spades in this particular situation is all about being cautious of those who have lack of movement around you. Meaning, is somebody being lazy? Are you doing all the work? This is typically the no card, and it's definitely the depression card, but most definitely the card that says you have difficulty getting your point across. It's a difficulty with communication, rightfully so. We are heading barreling down at breakneck speeds to the Mercury retrograde. You're going to make it through. We always do. But you know what? Forewarned is forearmed. And I'm going to get one little message more from the old boy. Thank you so much. How appropriate. And look here. Justice is coming. Also the sign of Libra, having that balance. And look, what we have is this continuing scales of justice. And not only that, remember I was talking about the sword that cuts both ways. Well, we have it here. Look, passion, compassion, doing the right thing, making sure that justice comes, and justice will. But I'm loving this card because I want you to think about this. Think that you are the king and or the queen of your kingdoms. Kingdom, technically, when you break it down, means king, and then D-O-M, dumb. It means the king and his dominion, or the queen and her dominion. You have a dominion, you have a space, you have your own little castle. And sometimes we have to build a moat. You know, so I always say put up boundaries. It's like a fence. No, this time I'm going to say build the moat. in theory, around your little castle. Sometimes we have to burn that bridge to get from one side of that moat over to your castle. Be cautious of whom you invite into your space and to your kingdom, because your castle is precious to you. This is telling you during this time, make sure it doesn't matter because some degree of boundary or other, because you see it's not just one straight across, it's several degrees. And the worst part is sometimes we have to do that with people that we love. But we also have to think, is it harming us? Is it better to just wish somebody well? It doesn't mean you have to get mad or ugly or anything. Sometimes you just have to walk away for your own peace. Speaking of which, I want to point this out. This is a little, and it's still here, which is magic in itself. This is, there you can see it, I think, a little better. This is a kitty whisker. Now, kitties shed their whiskers naturally, and they'll come up here and leave one for me. And quite frankly, I'm blessed when they do, and it blesses the readings when they do, because you know the cats love you. So I leave it right here. Never pull out a kitty whisker. It harms them, but they shed them naturally, and it's a beautiful cycle that they go through. Now, here is the big announcement. Number 1, join me Thursday night, the 6th of November, for the last episode of Help, I'm Haunted. You don't want to miss this. Some of you have heard this story before, but I'm going to tell you a story that you're not going to want to miss. I'm going to save it. You'll see the thumbnail. You'll know what's coming. That's at 7 p.m. Eastern. That is America, New York time. Now, here's the big drum roll. Saturday night, November 8th, we are celebrating the True Oracle 13,000 subscribers and my 14,000 subscribers. It's more than that now, but we've hit that threshold. And Saturday night, we're going to celebrate, and we're going to have a big celebration, fun. I'm going to tell some stories. We'll do whatever. We're going to have some giveaways, but the grand prize is, my darlings, it is a House of Zelda deck. One that I have made myself. I make these myself. One that I have made myself. And we'll give it away if you are in the United States. Outside the United States, it would cost you a lot of money. But inside the United States, you can have this. Now, if you are outside of the United States, we'll make sure that you get something. You can do a video reading with me. And also another giveaway I'm going to have is the Codex System case study on you. I will give that away for you. So it's going to be a big night. Come and be with us. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for watching. You'll make it through this time, but I wanted to give you this information because you know what? The shadowy time is coming, and that's what's going to break open the threshold, open the doors for all of this information to come out. Won't that be something? Thanks so much for watching, my darlings, and I'll see you really soon. Bye.